Hello and welcome back to Mega Reacts. Today we're going to be watching Babylon 5 Season 4 Episode 8. Last episode we saw another one of the keepers, those creatures that attach to the neck, are controlling the one dude on Centauri Prime. We have Garibaldi retiring, going into his own business or something. I definitely think he is some sort of sleeper agent for the President Clark administration, or maybe Psy-Corps. Bester is all up in everyone's business. Things are kind of tense right now, to be honest, with Babylon 5. With our old enemy gone, you know, the Shadow, the Vorlon, the Great War, that's all beyond us now. That's past. Now we have all of these unknown factors, these unknown groups of aliens that worked with the Shadow, the absence of the Vorlons to try to maintain some sort of order. So will those evil races that worked with the Shadows try to push the Shadows' agenda of chaos? Maybe, maybe not. I know Garibaldi's a planet agent. I know Londo is in a hot mess dealing with all the craziness on his world. G'Kar wants his people to become more than they are, but they're just dead set on revenge. Earth is just a joke who's basically calling out Babylon 5 for being, you know, terrorists, and we're just gonna get rid of it. I don't know where we're gonna go from here, to be honest. It's not good though. This is gonna be worse than the damn Shadow, because at least the Shadow was something you could all band together and fight. Now we're just gonna lose to just petty everyday bullshit on all the planets, and that can't be fought with guns. Like, that's got to be a change of mindset, a change of ideology. And yeah, we are in for the hardest fight yet, I believe, on Babylon 5. Kind of a downer going into this, huh? A little bit of a downer. So yeah, let's just get into this episode. But before we do, come on this journey with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Patreon link in the description below. This is Mega. Let's get into it. Doing a little model. Very cool.
Figured I'd find you here.
Feels strange to have the place this empty.
It's the war room. The war's over.
Any more ships come in from Earth?
Just a couple of scavengers, no loyalties to anyone back home. Alien traffic's the same as ever. But as far as Earth goes, this quarantine's got us pretty much shut down.
This is trouble.
Definitely trouble. With the commercial transport fees, we were finally starting to get our heads above water. Now without that revenue, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, we'll get by. We always have. This place has been declared dead more times than Lazarus. We keep coming back.
Yes,
That's
we do.
funny. You are Lazarus, my friend.
I'm still worried.
Right before we broke away from Earth last year, I talked to my dad. I couldn't say much, but he could see what was coming. Well, his last letter mentioned something about some strangers hanging around town asking questions about me, the family, the
shit.
farm.
Do you think President Clark would use your family to get
Yes.
to you?
Yes.
Possible. And then we get hit with this damned embargo, and I don't know what the hell's going on back home.
You tell me about your dad. He's a smart guy. He can take care of himself. Being a former diplomat, he's too visible to just disappear. So far.
See, we're on such a downer, man.
They're upset because they can't go home now without being questioned. And
What a
searched,
mess.
but we can handle it. Some problems in customs, but Zach's on it. You know, the more that I think about it, the more I'm glad that we picked him to take over security when Garibaldi left. We haven't had a major incident yet.
Cut to a major incident. I just have to pause it 1 second. I did my season 3 character ranking and I forgot Zach. Once again, I am sorry, Zach. You are a good character. You have grown on me. After you stood up against the Night Watch, or whatever the fuck it's called, when you locked them in, when you chose your side, you became family. You became one of us. And I apologize for leaving you out. Will not happen again. Will not happen again. You will be in the season 4 character ranking. 100%.
What the hell's going on here, Ramirez?
Scanners turned up something suspicious in those crates, sir. We went to take a look and they got in our way.
Explosives?
Scanners say no. Could be weapons, contraband,
Spice?
stuff.
Well, then let's open them up.
Hey, that's private property. We've got rights here.
What you're gonna have is my foot 16 inches up your butt if you don't get the hell out of my way.
You're crazy. I'm gonna file a report with your superior officer.
Well, you do that, Sunshine. Ramirez, check the box.
Yes, sir. Good shot, Chief.
Well, don't say that until you know what I was aiming at.
Zach's a little badass. That is a drone.
What the? It's a camera.
Oh,
That's right. A camera. It goes with the territory. I'm a reporter and this is my crew. And you just made the evening news.
that is worse. That looks really bad. That looked really bad. Okay. All right. Maybe this is going to be a fun episode.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Lord,
It was the year
Lord knows
of
I need a
fire.
fun
The
episode.
year of destruction.
The year
It's been so heavy. The Illusion of Truth. God, these episode titles. Perfection.
You know, you fight a war and everyone forgets the people that get caught in the middle. Something tells me we'll be dealing with this legacy the Shadows left behind for a long, long time.
The Legacy of the Shadows.
Yes,
Captain, he's here.
It's a good name for a book.
on my way. There's something far worse than the Shadows. Reporters.
So dramatic.
She threatened to grab me by the collar and throw me out an airlock if I didn't turn over a full manifest of our equipment.
Unauthorized shipments are a threat to station security. We had to.
Commander, did you threaten to grab a hold of this man by the collar and throw him out an airlock?
Yes, I did.
I'd remind you that we are short on supplies here. We can't afford to take perfectly good clothing and throw it out into space. Always take the jacket off first. I've told you that before. Sorry, she meant to say stripped naked and thrown out an airlock. I apologize for any confusion this may have caused.
While I appreciate the tongue-in-cheek nature of that little demonstration, you are technically a rogue space station led by a rogue military command structure with lots of weaponry, access to a planet full of advanced tech, and you are bullying the free press who are there to report on what's going on. I mean, I know in reality he's probably working for Clark and this is all just a hit piece. But you're not making it look good, Sheridan. You're not making it look good.
We changed the manifest because we knew if you found out we were a news crew, you wouldn't let us on the station.
Well, that assumption was your first mistake. We have an open door policy.
And an open airlock policy.
Commander,
That was funny.
President Clark put the embargo around Babylon 5. We didn't. You didn't come here to do an objective story.
There's no such thing. The objective journalist is one of those great myths you read about, like a griffin or a phoenix, or an honest politician.
A
Everyone's
dragon?
got an agenda, whether they admit it or not. Look, I won't lie to you. You're absolutely right about ISN, which is why most of us quit as soon as Clark took over. But a few of us stayed on, figuring we could try to slip the truth in quietly and in small bites while the big boys weren't looking. That's exactly why I fought to get this assignment.
So you could tell the whole truth?
A little bit.
Not the
Just a
whole
little.
truth. Just as much as I can without getting into trouble. But even a little truth is better
All
than
right.
none.
Maybe I kind of like this dude. If I'm buying his shit. You dress like Morden, dude. That's not a good first impression.
This particular statue means a great deal to me and my family. We lost it when we were evacuated from the Iridian colony.
Oh my God.
value, huh?
It belonged to my dear departed wife, Letitia. A good woman, but a shouter. Yeah. The universe is a quieter place without her. You'll forgive me for saying
No,
so.
what-
It's
what
been
in
my
the
family
hell
for
is this?
generations. Mr. Garibaldi, please, can you help me?
This is a Drazi statue. It's Shokalat, one of the minor deities.
You said the maker.
So my grandfather converted. We stuck with it. So what are families for,
great.
right? So we believe in the maker. So what? We still have our culture, our language.
I don't care what you believe in.
Look, Mr. Garibaldi, I have no reason to tell you.
I'm not finished. No, you're right. The statue itself is worthless, but it's big enough to hide lots of stuff inside. Now, my guess is when the evacuation began, you grabbed as many valuables as you could and you hid the rest. Your identicard says you're a xenoarchaeologist, which means you would have had access to artifacts from other worlds. Like this. And what better hiding place than a statue to a god your own people would avoid and the scavengers would ignore, because we all know that most Drazi statues have no actual value. Well, it must have been a real shock when you made it to the safe haven and you found out the scavenger fleet was piloted by Drazi and Chocolat is the patron saint.
Oh, nice.
Fine. How much do you want?
500 credit deposit, 20% of everything you find inside this thing.
10.
15, and let you walk out of here without telling the Drazi you've been poking holes in the deities.
Done.
That was fun. This whole scene should have been in black and white. I might change it to black and white.
I just don't want to talk about... Yep, works every time. Speak the devil's name, and he shall appear.
The captain? The captain.
Michael? Captain.
If you'll come with me, Mr. Randall, we will begin your introduction to the station. This is the open market.
The hostility, man. Just... God, what have they done to you, Garibaldi? I don't trust any of this.
So it was never your intention to break away from Earth?
No, we declared independence as a last resort to protest the illegal bombings of civilian targets on Mars and Proxima 3.
And you still contend that Clark is responsible for the death of former President Luis Santiago?
Santiago was an impediment to Clark's plans.
Well, as relationships go, you certainly have the odds against you. You were both on different sides during the Minbari War, and I'm sure there are other forces constantly pulling at you.
Of course. But the heart does not recognize boundaries on a map, or wars or political policies. The heart does, as the heart does.
And if others don't understand?
If they don't understand, we will make them understand.
Then you're not concerned about the possible repercussions?
It will be a struggle. Still.
There's no force in this galaxy that can stop what we have done here together. Nothing will be able to stop us.
Oh, they're gonna cut that in some propaganda shit. Oh, this is not good.
Where's your entourage?
Picking up some background shots of the station for editing later. Can I sit?
That's between you and your chiropractor. I don't get involved.
What are you gonna say? What is your corrupted mind gonna tell him?
Is Delenn coming?
She was right
This
behind me.
is gonna look so bad. Oh my God.
The same ugly feeling I have about all this. I mean, we both know there's gonna be some bias here.
We did the best we could. Anything we said, we kept down to short declarative sentences, make it harder for them to quote us out of context. We didn't have a big crisis while they were
They
here.
can make anything into a crisis. They can edit anything.
Sorry. Has it started yet?
Like,
Just about.
maybe it's just a side effect of growing up in the internet age and the age of Twitter and 24-hour news cycles and just the craziness, but they can edit anything. It doesn't matter if you say 3 words. They can edit it to do anything, to imply anything. They can create conflict out of nothing. They can show down below to be this like overwhelming place of hundreds of thousands of poor people getting trampled and killed. I mean, I just think this is about to be the biggest hit piece we've ever seen on Babylon 5. Holy shit.
celebrate this latest victory against the tyranny of a fanatical few who have endangered the lives of our citizens, Clark proclaimed today a planetary holiday. Curfew has been extended 2 full hours until 9 p.m. Earth Standard Time, so enjoy. Meanwhile, hearings began today in the newly reconstituted Senate as a committee on anti-Earth activities heard testimony from witnesses in the fields of entertainment, business, and local politics. The first day of testimony confirms what President Clark announced late last year, that these and other fields have been infiltrated by alien sympathizers determined to bring down EarthGov. Each witness named at least 10 people who will now be taken into custody and questioned. The first of these, Tri-Vid writer-producer Lee Parks, freely admitted his involvement in the conspiracy.
I voluntarily confess that I helped alien governments undermine EarthGov by using my Tri-Vids to convey messages of rebellion, assisting me in these acts of sedition. Or Tri-Vid writer Carlton Jericho and actors Beth Trumbo and Adrian Mostel.
Parks was later conveyed to a hospital where he will receive proper care and treatment so that he can one day return to society an active and productive citizen.
This year in history.
This shit ain't good.
300 years ago today.
Oh my goodness.
From the outside, Babylon 5 is all business as usual. Note that ship berthed outside the station. We'll come back to it. The conditions inside Babylon 5 are another matter altogether.
They'll come back to it. Are they going to finally tie that ship into the one that fought in, where was it, Jupiter or Saturn? Where they gated out of the atmosphere? Maybe. And yeah, look, we're about to see some propaganda, folks. Fuck.
Most of the human residents have been forced to live in squalid, filthy, possibly disease-ridden areas of the station, denied proper sanitation and health care. The better quarters are reserved for high-ranking alien guests, and those who run the station built with the tax dollars of many of these citizens. Here, a high-ranking Minbari reviews the terrible conditions. Any attempt at protest is cruelly put down, and those responsible are sedated and taken away. The question is, taken where? What's not as clear is why a decorated war hero who fought aliens during the war and allegedly broke away from Earth to achieve greater freedom would
because he's being mind controlled.
This is highly inappropriate.
By a sexy Minbari with hair.
Answers to these questions, we turned to the experts.
It's not such a great leap from recognizing technological superiority to ascribing greater ethical and moral values and even genetic superiority to alien races. Right here on Earth, for instance. We have
I think Cosmo can tell I'm upset.
Airplanes during the 20th century and assumed they and their pilots were gods.
This puzzle started to come together when our cameras happened to overhear what would turn out to be a very important conversation. Listen carefully. Then perhaps we can talk later.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm a bit busy here. Yeah.
Dr. Franklin, the cryo units are ready for restart.
I'll be right there.
A small piece of conversation, overheard by chance. We'll find out what those few words really mean when we come back.
John, why aren't you outside playing with the other kids?
They hate me.
Now, John.
It's true. I'm different, Mom. I can feel what they think about me, and they know I can. I called one of them a liar because I knew he wasn't telling the truth somehow. And he just kept hitting me until I said I was the liar. I just don't know what to do anymore.
Don't worry, Johnny. We'll take care of it from here.
Mom, look, a psych cop.
That's right, Johnny. You know, there are a lot of other kids who feel just the same way you do. They're confused and afraid, but they don't have to be. The problem isn't that other kids don't like you. It's that they don't understand you. But we do. You're special. You're a latent telepath about to come into full bloom.
My Johnny, a telepath?
Probably. But to be sure, take him down to the Psi-Core testing center first thing tomorrow.
How do I find one?
We're everywhere. for your convenience. We have offices in schools and children's hospitals. We even have mobile testing centers that travel the country. And if he qualifies, we'll give him an education, a job, a purpose. And we'll pay all his bills for life.
Oh. Oh, John, I can't believe it. You've come so far. Just look at you. We're all so proud.
And I'm proud to be part of the Psi Corps.
So remember, if you know someone who might be a telepath, or think you might be one yourself, help them get the help they need. Call the Corps.
Call government information for more on a Psi Corps center near you. This message has been brought to you by the Ministry for Public Information and your local Psi Corps recruitment office.
Welcome back. In our last segment, I asked you to pay special attention to this ship berthed outside Babylon 5. This warship is part of a fleet created by Sheridan and Minbari Ambassador Delenn and was used in their recent military campaign. But what does it mean? Where is the key, the Rosetta Stone that will unlock the mystery? The mystery.
It is Delenn's heart.
Is it hidden or right out in the open? I see the two of you have become very close over the last few years.
Yes, very.
Then you're not concerned about the possible repercussions?
It will be a struggle.
A struggle against Earth?
Of course. If they don't understand, we will make them understand.
Anything that gets in the way disappears. There's no force in the galaxy that can stop what we have done here together. Nothing will be able to stop us.
Nothing will stop what we have done here together. If this sounds troubling, there may be good reason. While on Babylon 5, I managed to speak with Michael Garibaldi, former head of security.
This is what I don't know.
Resigned recently under mysterious
I don't know
conditions.
what's...
Look, don't get me wrong. I like Sheridan. He's... I don't know, he's just different since he got back from alien space. It's, you know, sometimes he thinks he's the second comet. Hey.
What you are about to see may shock
They're doing experiments on humans? I mean, they're not, but that's what they're going to say.
To the med lab facilities. We've just seen several stretchers with unconscious humans moving down this hall to a room. We're trying to get a better look. Meanwhile, alien ships are being built, repaired, and equipped outside the station. You don't assemble a fleet unless you intend to use it. So what's the next target for this so-called last best hope for peace?
I like that.
We're finally prepared to answer
last
that
best
question.
hope for peace.
We believe that answer will shock some of you, horrify others, and anger all of you. You've seen the same evidence we have, heard directly from the players involved in this story. The truth, as always, is self-evident once you find the key. And this is the key. The key to medical experiments conducted on humans kept in cryogenic freeze. The key to Sheridan's heart, by his own admission. The key to their fleet and their plan for humanity. Perhaps the Minbari surrendered at the Battle of the Line because they had come up with a better way to conquer Earth. Not with a sword, but with the genetic code. Has the war really ended, or has it simply changed shape? Has Sheridan's self-hatred grown into a desire to save humanity by making us into them?
Thought this was going to be a fun
program
episode.
To mix human and Minbari DNA sounds absurd, fantastic, but it's already been done once. Is this the face of humanity's future? Sheridan's future? The fault, however, is not his own. The fault is ours, for not seeing his condition in time to deal with it. It is my belief that he is not an evil person. He only needs our help. He does not deserve our scorn, our anger, or our contempt. He is a war veteran, and that should at least earn him our sympathy. We here at ISN hope he receives the best care possible, so he can someday come back to us. This is Dan Randall for ISN.
Fuck you, Dan Randall. I don't even think we need to say anything. We just need to end. There's nothing to be said. Turn off the TV. Fuck, dude. Fuck. I'll be right back with you. That was Babylon 5, Season 4, Episode 8. What a clusterfuck piece of shit cock-sucking motherfucking bullshit episode. Holy fudge, man. The misinformation machine was in full effect, spreading propaganda, spreading the message they want to push their objectives. The guy came in, he said a good spiel. I was like, maybe he's okay. But I quickly realized, no, this dude's pushing a freaking angle. And he said he was pushing an angle. But no, he was pushing an angle. Babylon 5 looks bad. Babylon 5 looks bad. Oh, Sheridan's family farm burnt down. People missing. Father missing. Such lies, putting it all on Delenn, the woman he loves, saying he's basically a crazy puppet being used. I mean, Clark knows the political game. My God. We need to get someone on our side who knows this game, because God damn. Pardon my language to this episode. It's just, I really wanted a fun, lighthearted episode, and I thought, all right, we're getting the news back. Be a fun, lighthearted little romper to calm us down after the last few episodes. I was wrong. I don't think I've ever been more wrong of anything in my life. We're in the shit, folks. We're in the shit. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. I'm just kind of in shock, to be honest. I'm going to be taking a little break from watching the next episode, and I'm going to be watching the movie Third Space. And I guess I should watch that. And you know what? I think it's a good idea if I take a little break after that episode and watch something different. And I know this is still Babylon 5, but it's kind of different. So yeah, I need a little breather after that shit. So hopefully you enjoyed this reaction if you did. Oh, and it was a wonderful episode. It was fantastic. I mean, it is sci-fi at its best. It is touching on all kind of shit. When I say shitty episode, I just mean how it makes me feel. It makes me feel shitty. It makes me feel dirty. It makes me feel shameful of the reality of humanity. And it's a hot mess. But it was such a good episode. But yeah, so continue to come on the journey with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Patreon link in the description below. This is Mega signing off.